There are two important dates that act as bookends for your physical existence on planet Earth: the day you were born and the day you die. If you're listening to or reading this blog, you only know one of them. Take a visit to any cemetery and you'll see those two dates on every tombstone. And if you look closely, you'll either see a dash or a small space between those two dates. I have only known one person who knew both of those dates before he died, and that was a dear friend of mine by the name of Mark. Mark Manning was one of the most kind and gentle people I've ever known. He was severely injured in a diving accident when he was 17 years old and lived the rest of his life as a quadriplegic. He had very limited use of his arms, but he was an accomplished artist and was able to draw some amazing pictures by cradling a brush in his crippled hands and moving his shoulders and body. Mark was bedridden for most of his life and could only get around with the help of his family and friends and his motorized wheelchair. I got a call from him on the afternoon of May 29, 2010. He was calm and serene, and he told me that he had a couple of important things to tell me. He said, "First of all, I want you to know that tomorrow morning I'm getting married." But then his next statement stunned me. He said, "And 2 days later, I'll be dying." So I wanted to tell you the good news about my wedding and also to tell you goodbye. He and one of his caretakers, Vicky, had fallen in love, and she wanted to marry him before he asked them to pull the plug. He'd been suffering for a long time and had been kept alive on support machines. My daughter Rachel had premonitions about her own death, but of course she did not know what that date would be. I wrote this poem to illustrate the importance of that space between the dates. I visit her grave and I always see two dates on her stone that are set: the day she was born and the day that she died, two dates that I'll never forget. But there in the middle, between those two dates, a small empty space you would see, a space that says nothing, yet says everything about her and all she would be. That space was her story, her hopes and her dreams, her kindness and heart of compassion. And from that small space, Rachel's challenge now rings to start up our own chain reaction. Someday in a graveyard, your name will be found, and dates will be written there too. So what will the space in between those two dates reveal to the world about you? Regardless of your age, may the rest of your space that's left on your future tombstone be a space of peace and contentment. May it be a space of joy and fulfillment. May it be a space from which kindness, compassion, and love pour out of you to a hurting world. Make the most of your space while you still have time left.